Hi, I'm Whitney with Rose Gold Mama, and today we're going to talk about self-care. I've got 5 self-care tips for you busy moms out there. If you're watching this video, you're probably struggling with self-care, and that is completely normal. We all do as moms. There's just so much going on, right? You've got your kids, you've got your job, you've got trying to keep the house clean, you've got trying to get food on the table, you've got trying to get food in the door, you've got your husband, you've got your marriage, you've got your friends, you've got wanting to have a social life. So when do you actually find time to take care of yourself? It can be hard, but it's still necessary. So a little bit of a tough love warning right here. Get ready for it. You are responsible for you. You are a grown woman, and there is no one out there who's responsible for making sure that you take care of yourself. You are the only one that's responsible for taking care of yourself. Right? And I like to think about self-care in a couple different ways. I know if you go into the thesaurus, it's not going to tell you that these are the synonyms, but for me, self-care is also self-love. And self-care is also self-preservation. And if you think about it in that way, self-care being self-love, you have to love yourself, right? Anyone who's been on social media for the last few years knows that self-love is a thing, right? At this point, I'm sure you've heard it. You have to love yourself first. And it's true. It's so true. That means you also have to care for yourself first, right? You have to care for yourself so you can be in the best place possible to care for others. You have to care for yourself so that you can keep your light lit, right? Keep your light lit. The brighter your light is, the better and brighter of a path you're going to be able to shine for your babies, for the people you care about, for your coworkers, right? Keep your light lit. And self-care is self-preservation. If you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to thrive. And whose job is it to make sure you thrive? Yours. Because again, you're a grown woman. You're a grown woman responsible for preserving yourself, for creating the life that you want. So now that the tough love part is over, let's get to 5 tips on how you can best do this. Well, maybe not how you can best do it, but at the very least, how it can maybe be a little bit easier for you to do self-care. And by self-care, I literally mean taking care of yourself. So the first one is to block time. You have a busy day, right? You need to block time for self-care in the same way that you block time for the other extremely important things in your life, like getting to work, like dropping off the kids, like eating. You make time for these things. Okay, maybe not eating, right? I definitely suffer from making sure I get lunch in. But the really important things in life you block time for, they become a part of your basic routine, right? So you know that it takes 30 minutes to get to work. You've got that 30 minutes blocked. You know you're going to be at work for about 8-9 hours. You've got that 8-9 hours blocked. You know that it takes 40 minutes to drop the kids off at the various activities that they have. You block that time. You have to do the same thing for self-care. Even if it's 5 minutes. I strongly recommend trying to find at least 15 minutes in the day, but even if it's 5 minutes, just block the time and know that from whatever time to whatever time, that is the time for you to take care of yourself. You don't have to know what you're going to do during that time, just know that you have the time. Once you have the time, the things to do will come easier. If you haven't had a chance yet, check out my video on how to make a self-care kit or a self-care bag. Because that's something where even when you just have 5 minutes, you will open it up and immediately inside you'll have all kind of ideas of how to take care of yourself and you'll be able to do them right away. But block the time. And don't just block the time, once a week or once a year. Block the time regularly. Set time each day, 5 to 10 minutes each day. Set time each week, right? Maybe have a special hour block or 2-hour block on the weekends for you to do stuff, the more complex stuff that requires an appointment, like going to the spa. And then set time each month, each quarter, each year. Try and take off, a few hours, a full day to just do something for you. That something is really then about what you want. The next tip is believe you deserve it. Because you do. You deserve to take care of you. You deserve to have your light lit and be bright. And if you don't think so, think about it from the framework of someone else. Think about it from your kids. Do your kids, when they grow up and become adults, do you want them to take the time to take care of themselves? Do you think just inherently by being who they are, those wonderful people that they are, that they will deserve to have time to care for themselves? The answer is yes, right? So you deserve it, believe you deserve it, and know you deserve it. Because if you don't, you're going to feel guilt. And the opposite of what you want when you're taking time out for yourself is to feel guilty about it. You have to know that this is fundamental to being the best you. And the world deserves the best you. Your children, your family, your colleagues, they deserve the best you. And if you don't take care of yourself, you can't get it. If you're having trouble getting your head around this, and that's real, right? The guilt that comes with doing something for ourselves as women is real, right? Because we get a lot of value placed on us by society for doing things for others, doing things for our husbands, doing things for our children, doing things for our job. We don't really get a lot of value put on us for doing things for ourselves. But let me tell you, if you don't do something for yourself, you're never going to be able to do your best for others. So it's real that you have this guilt if you're feeling it. And one of the best ways to get around it is to talk to your best friend, to your mom, to just someone that you trust, and have them talk you through. Ask them the question, do you think I deserve self-care? Do you think I deserve to take 5 or 10 minutes a day for myself? Or to take a weekend for myself, or to take 5 hours on a Saturday for myself? Ask that to someone that you trust, and I bet they're going to be able to help you understand the answer is yes. Yes, you do. The next is to honor your feelings. A huge part of self-care is just honoring how you feel, right? Some days you're going to feel really tired and really exhausted and even burnout, right? To the point of where you just don't want to do anything. Honor that. Receive it. This is how you're feeling, and then take some action, do something about it. The same way, if you're feeling joy, if you're feeling happiness, if you're feeling excited, honor that, live it, like revel in it and own it, right? You have to own your feelings. Owning your feelings, recognizing them is a huge part of self-care. That's self-care in every moment, just because honoring who you are and how you feel it's good for your soul. The next is do what you love, not what Instagram tells you, right? So self-care is about you. It's personal. And so you have to do what you love, whatever feels great for you. If long walks and bubble baths aren't your jam, then don't worry about it. What is? Like, do you want to put on some tunes and dance to music? Do you want to eat your favorite dessert? Do you want to work out? Because some people running, hey, that's a thing. Deadlifting, that's a thing, right? Whatever it is that you love to do, that's what you need to do. That's what your self-care should look like. If you are looking for some ideas or having trouble connecting with what it is that you love to do, you can go to my blog. I've got a post there on self-care tips and ideas. But a quick thing that you can do in this moment to kind of help connect with what it is you love to do if you're having an issue is to take a moment and write down all the things you used to love to do, right? Picture yourself in your like late teens, early 20s. What are the things that excited you? And write those down. Then take a moment and picture yourself 10 years from now. What are the things that you want to be doing, right? What are the things that you want to be doing with your free time? What are the things that you want to be doing with your paid time? Write those down. And somewhere in the middle, you're going to remember and figure out some things that you really enjoy doing. The last one, and this is going to be the hardest one, is reward yourself. When it comes to self-care, it's hard, right? I know I just said you deserve it and you need it and should be a basic and fundamental part of your life and your daily schedule and your basic routine, but it's hard. And when we do hard things, we need to celebrate. So reward yourself, right? Give yourself that high five, a little pat on the back whenever you take care of yourself. When you take that time out for you, yes, it's for you and you're doing something for you, but you also have to recognize that it's difficult. I know it's difficult. And again, when you do something difficult, you should celebrate. So reward yourself for taking care of yourself. All right, that's it. Those are the 5 tips for self-care for you busy moms. If you like those tips, subscribe below because I'm going to have more for you. And if you need a self-care tracker or a place to record the ideas, you can check out my blog. I'll put a link in the post below for the self-care article that has not only a downloadable, like a free printable downloadable tracker, but also a ton of ideas, big and small, for you to do for self-care. And by big and small, I mean things that are quick and easy, cheap and free, all the way up to slightly more extravagant or, that take a long time. But none of them are ones that are necessarily going to like increase your waist or blow your budget. So that's it. Thank you for tuning in. And again, hit subscribe, comment below, how do you feel about self-care? Do you think self-care is self-love or do you think self-care is self-preservation? I'd love to hear it. Thanks.